So, good evening guys, welcome to what is round 18 and our penultimate race of the season. Jensen joins us this week as always. Good evening Jensen.
Good evening Chris.
How are we, sir?
I'm good.
I am looking forward to what could be an exciting race. Two to go. We are here this week and then Britain for the finale and double points next week, so don't think for a second this championship is over, but it is very close. I think Jensen knows, our numbers man knows better what Nelly needs to do to try and wrap up the title today, and what it would take of Mike over the two races, so maybe he can give us a little insight to what is needed.
So considering all like possibilities of points, and we know, I think pole position, fastest out, driver of the day points, I think we remain one for the final race. So going off that, I think Nelly needs to score 19 points or more, or 20 points or more actually, with Mike I think just edging out on wins. But yeah, not 20 points or more to outscore Mike by tonight, and Nelly will win the championship tonight. But with that 5-second penalty, it's become a bit of a tricky one.
Yes, so that is one, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that would have slipped my mind. I am glad you brought this up. Nelly comes into this evening with a 5-second time penalty already hanging over his car. It cannot be served in the pits. It will be put on to his race time. So Mike knows that gap is there. That was for Nelly not following formation lap rules. So I think he was given a first official warning, and then on the second strike it was a time penalty. So that really puts the race in Mike's control tonight. Although let's see what happens in qualifying. We know Mike's got the pace. Does he hold an advantage? Nelly keeps his pace close to his chest, and he can surprise us when he comes out. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic set ahead. So let's look at chat. Archie, Mikey, Ethan, and Mike. Good evening. I was about to say good welcome. That would have been a bit silly. Ethan says he's going to spin right round. Oh no, don't do that, Ethan. No. So there is green lights. We are ready to go. The constructors battle, Jensen. I am not 100% sure of what is exactly what in that, but I think that is a battle that is also alive and well.
I think, yeah, Alfa Romeo picked up 56 points last week, and Ferrari of course only picking up 20, so it's only gone down to about 14 points I think between them both going into today's race. So that is big for Alfa Romeo.
Yes. So a 14-point gap at the top, did you say? With two to go?
I don't actually, I'm going to re-look at it. So it was 54 points, and they increased the gap by, I think,
well, that NPXG.
So
welcome. So
18-point gap then. Yeah.
At the top. What about further down, third and fourth? Is there anything to play for there, or are the gaps pretty significant?
I wouldn't say it. I think they're probably still within a mathematical chance of it, but
a slim one at that.
Yeah, very slim, really. They'll need 1-2 finishes each race.
So there's something I need to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay here because he was crying about it to me, and I'm going to stay here until he comes out the pits, and then he can't moan.
Who?
SPW.
Oh.
Say no, you don't watch me enough, so let's watch him.
Alright then.
Unless he's not the first guy out, and then we'll need to leave him.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
And we don't. We have Ranger, I think, on his way out.
If you want to be
watched, here's our first man
on track, don't you? And he is not doing that. Mike is out, but there's SPW. He's going out of the box now, Chris.
Oh, okay, let's go to him then.
You get your one full lap SPW of
one lap.
privateer.
Yes, this is all for you, sir.
Commentary. Privateer
So,
spectating.
takes the tight line out of the pits. He's pushing too hard, nearly puts the car in the wall. No surprise, such a crap driver.
Is he on
Down
the
into
wheel?
turn 1. No, he's on pad. Because it turns out he's quite inept at building things.
Oh.
The big manly SPW is not so manly at all. So we even give him some onboard. Look at the views. And that lovely rainbow helmet as he cuts up a driver. Again, no surprise there. SPW just doing SPW
terrible
things.
line into that corner. Oh.
Not even carrying enough speed. It's just...
You don't even hit the apex on the exit. And there he's activating the DRS.
Short shift into 8th. Can't even... I don't even think he knows what colour of tyre he has on. He sees they're yellow, but I think he calls them ultra soft hards.
Thing I noticed about SPW is quite a smooth pad player. If you look at his wheel actions on board.
Evening, Mr. Rage. Welcome. Glad to see you all joining. Hopefully you stay tuned for the full race. So, on a serious note, yes, a smaller grid this evening. So let's see, on a serious note, SPW, sorry Jensen, coming round to open his lap. We will stay with him and not slag him so much now.
Yep. So, turn 1 takes a bit of the exit, apex there, and it's a tricky one. He's on the medium, so he ain't gonna be optimal grip as he comes through the sector 1 split. The 17-1, you'll be about a high to mid 16 on the soft tyres. There's pretty much only one corner in the sector 1, but come onto the straight. There's
absolutely ripped the throttle off the hairpin there. He was very brave.
Here we go. How late is he on the brakes into this braking zone? I'm gonna brake about the 100 meter board. Gets about that. Touches the apex on the first bit. Just about misses on the second one, but you don't want to hit that really. And you'll be on the DRS straight. This corner you want to use as much as the outside track as possible, but he doesn't. Locks up, goes a bit deep. Oh, it wasn't too good at all. That just lost the momentum of the car. Ranger a really good banker time there, a 34.3 from him. I'd say it's pretty respectable for him there.
SPW got a little bit of traffic. I think they're far enough ahead not to bother him though.
Michael 33.6 on the mediums.
So SPW going to round the last corner now. Pointing squat on there, stealing as much steer, stamp on the throttle, get the car to the line. 35 flat on the medium compound tyre. Only 7/10 away from you, Ranger. So
what a time from Mike though.
Off the rip, 33.6 on the medium. That is a very good lap. So we may see Mike maybe choose not to do a lap. Get on board with Nelly.
I know Mike was very quick in practice for this. Let's see what they're gonna do.
Oh, Nelly invalidates, and it was a 34 flat for Nelly, so he would have went P3 there. Could this be the tactic of the Alfa Romeo boys? Lock out the front row on an alternate tyre. If you could do something like that, you're really in the driving seat when it comes to the race.
The thing for Nelly here, this essential for him today is just not pick up any penalties.
Yes.
Because he seems to be doing that in the recent races. That's been letting him down quite a bit. So.
In a track that I think on controller, especially the last sector, it's tricky on controller.
And there is one corner. There's one corner, Chris, on this track where you pick up 2 warnings if you go off, or if you'll get a warning for going off, and you'll get a warning if you gain off that as well.
Oh.
So can be 2.
So that's you already essentially one mistake's lined you up for only one more, and you'll have a penalty, which is not the ideal scenario.
Mistake there, and that's it pretty much for
So Mr. Rage out in the mediums. I was talking about the Alpha Boys locking out the front row Nelton tyres, and I'm forgetting Rage Hunter's a Ferrari man. Nearly doing bits there to get out of the way for play.
So Mr. Rage, race winner last week. Of course, just about clinching victory in Brazil by about 2 tenths or so after penalties. See what he's going to do for his first run of this qualifying session. On the medium tyres, he's going to try and be with Mike.
It looks to be somewhere in the 34s here.
34.6. So he's a second off his teammate. So it's a pretty good lap from Mike. This really struggling to keep there. Also do for your 35.2. He's also quick around here.
As it stands with the first laps banked, Jen, so you would say the only driver to really jump Mike as a threat at the moment would be Rage Hunter. I don't really see, unless Rangers YouTube's had a big moment in his lap, it's asking a lot to try and find. Oh, 7 tenths. Mr. Raging Officer Doofy having some doodles out.
Oh. I think they're just having a bit of fun there.
So they need to stop now though, because they have Mikey coming round on a hot lap right behind them. The last thing they want to do in playfulness is hold up Mikey, so hopefully they see this coming. And they are still weaving around. I hope the guys choose to get well out of the way here. So Officer Doofy's seen him coming.
I'm pretty
Good
sure
stuff.
Officer Doofy.
Yeah, Mr. Rage has just got the foot down. Good stuff, lads. Fair play, fair play.
See what Mikey does for this lap.
He's
Such
looking
an awesome
strong.
final sector, really. Even though it's 90-degree corners, but I mean it's quite a fun track to drive. Consider it.
Yeah, the corners come at you thick and fast in the last sector. And I think they're corners that like aggression, which is always fun. Mikey's lost in P3.
I think Mike might be able to get away with a medium time today. That would be big. But
Yes, especially if he feels he can improve that lap. Yes, I would agree.
If you want to take pole, really, it's a point. You get an extra point for pole, and you're going to end on the softs anyway if you're going to go for a 2-stop, and you're going to get that fastest lap as well. So pick up the most you can.
So JNTX through the last corner, he's going to be our next man to get a time on the board. I think he's going to be 35s. Yep, 35 flats. Let's in P7 at the moment. SPW now bolted on the soft tyre. He'll be looking for some more pace, I think. Dr. Special Energy, our next man on once. We'll stay with him for the time being. Oh, there we go then. If you know they're coming because you're listening, that is probably ideal then.
Oh, Chris, hate to interrupt here, but Mikey is on another lap at the moment. He's 3 tenths up through sector 2 split, so it could be improving again, possibly P2, or even P1 if he gets a really good final sector. But
so that is very now been invalidation.
Yeah.
Let me just double check my audio here. Am I all one-sided? Oh no, I'm fine, that's good. Sorry for the blue screen chat. So who's our next man? Rangers invalidated. Let's see. Nelly, I think, on the medium. Yes, he is just coming down to the start of sector 2. So we'll stay with our championship leader. Just going to creep over and try and find a bit of a toe.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Mr. Rage there, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Here he goes. So he knows he could get a time in on these good time on these mediums. Bit of a rough exit to the chicane, but he's going to keep it going there.
And it's a purple PB for Nelly sector 2. Oh, and that's an invalidation. So
this so horrible. He's trying to, he almost lost it there. Bit more throttle and he would have been in the wall.
It's a thing I've spoke about before as well when it comes to tracks that are tricky on the invalidations. Qualifying can be a bench. Oh.
Storms to the top of the timing sheets there, and there's a few others on laps here. Rangers invalid. F. Lewis is on another run, and he's 100th down on his time.
And that'll be an invalidation for him as well.
Martin is 10.5 up.
Where is Mahalton? Let's get on board with him.
Surge as well, going to complete a lap here, and he's his first lap of the qualifying session. Martin. Oh, that was a really weird shift there.
It sounded different, didn't it?
Like a double shift down and up again, I don't know. But he's half a temp up, and it's a 5-place group penalty for Rangers, the final corner. And there's been an incident with F. Lewis. Oh, God. And that is a car in the wall. And out, that's F. Lewis out of qualifying. He is in the wall of the pit. Entry.
Oh, no.
And cars having to slow down there at the end of the laps. Ooh, that did not look good. I don't think there's going to be good interactions between the two unless.
Oh, and Mahalton dipped out the lap, so he's not going to complete it.
I think it was just debris, yellow flag there. It's a bit like real Formula 1.
So that was on pit entry. Oh, did somebody hit the wall on entry? I wonder.
F. Lewis hit the wall, I think, but I'm wondering if that was himself or collision with Ranger, because Ranger got a 5-place grid penalty as well, and Mr. Rage goes P2, 0.5 lap.
So Mike is back out on that medium compound tyre, Jensen. Nelly out in the softs, and if Nelly's not fueled up, it's this lap or bust. Would you agree, Jensen?
He's got to get this lap right. But he might be carrying enough fuel just to like be ready for it. And quickly look for more laps. Mike out on the mediums again, so he feels he can improve.
Yeah, and I think he could be up here. Oh, he's breaking even, essentially.
But it may be, and look at that, there's a car ahead there, and is that Mr. Ottodufi? Yes it is, so they're going to play the DRS slipstream game here, and this is going to help Mike massively down the straight. Pulls out the last second.
A really good exit out of that chicane for Michael. DRS pops open as he fires himself down towards the most technical section of the lap in sector 3.
He's only 100 down, he just needs a good final sector here.
Oh, and that's an invalidation.
Yeah, that was millimeters, I think. Oh, that's unfortunate for him there. But
so I think F. Lewis did crash on pit entry because he said, "Why always me?" Ah, that's unfortunate. So where do we have? Officer Duffy was obviously towing Michael. Ian TXJ to the line. Is he about to improve? Yes, he is. He goes to a 34.2 and goes up there beside his teammate. Look at that, 1,000th between them. They practically put identical laps on the board, the two Williams boys.
And Adams in the pits. Does he have time for one more go, or is that him done?
Let's go. Where is Nelly? This is going to be interesting. Nelly is in the depths of the final sector. Has to take a little moment there, and he softs on exit through the last couple of corners where he comes. I think he's going to be competitive. A 33.1 for Nelly.
His teammate. That is big. And
so does Mike have time? I think he does if he gets out now. I think he may just get a lap in. It'd be very close.
He'll just about have enough time, I think. Is everyone coming out for the final run? There's been a spinner, and that is Nelly. And I think Nelly may have just been getting out of the way there, I don't know. But
so Mikey half a tenth up, he's our first man in a hot lap for the last runs of the session, I think. Yes, he is, unless Ranger YouTube's further up the road, he's tyre warming. So Mikey is our lead man at the moment, we'll stay on board with him. Times will probably come at us thick and fast here. Tries to pick up a small distance though from Ranger. Looks neat and tidy, picks up his both apexes just nice, gets on the throttle well, out of the chicane, DRS open. I think he is going to be up in his time here as he comes to the sectors 2 split. It's looking a lot neater than he is, a tenth up. So he needs to carry that, can he drag himself down into the 33s? Who is our car after Mikey on a hot lap?
he went a bit deep there.
Sure.
But I think that should be alright.
Car came back to him not too bad there, that was...
Yeah.
I thought once he was on that curb it was going to be pretty bad. Oh, it takes a very tight apex there. Absolutely on the limit of track limits.
33 maybe.
No improvement. So a couple of moments.
It's time for one more go at it, I think. Everyone go for their runs hit. Nelly is done.
So Mike is 30 seconds. So Mike is going to get, oh no he's not. Mike is here, 20 seconds, so Mike will get a lap in. Plenty of time for Mike, in fact, plenty. So, here he goes, opens his penultimate lap with 10 seconds to go in the session, so absolutely on the limit.
Yeah, Rage Hunter will be the final drivers across the line. Complete a lap, it looks like this
Oh,
session.
and Mike runs the curb up over the hill and it nearly tried to pull the car into the wall. He had to do a big correction mid-corner. Still a 10th up sector 1. I think on the tyre difference though he'd want it to be a lot more. Guts to the lap still to come on, he only needs half a second.
And it's Rage. He's not going to help his teammate down the straight.
Let's quickly jump back to Mikey. Mikey is half a 10th up.
Again, is he going to get this lap right though this time?
Brings the car down much better there.
I'm going to go back on board with Mike. Let's see, where is he compared to his median time? He is 3/10 up at the moment, so not too bad, but he could be doing better here.
And Mikey does get himself into the 33s. He does a 33.9. We'll get back on board with Michael, and it's shown me he's 3/10 up as well.
There we go. Mike is going at it, attacking these curbs. He's P5 at least. He's got his championship rival on pole position at the moment. Does Mike get a solid the lap?
And it does.
32.8. And Rage Hunter does not improve his time.
Is Dr. Special Energy on one? No, he is not. So he's just going to go to the line to end the session. Good man. Yeah, so Mike takes pole, followed by championship contender in P2 and Nelly. I think our top four's becoming a normal of Mike, Nelly, Rage and Rage. Maharton got himself into P5 in the end. He was sitting way down the grid, P13, P14, so that was a solid lap from him on his very last run of the session. I think he crossed the line to get his lap going with about 20 seconds to go, so fair play Maharton. SPW chose to try and get the medium lap through, but he will start P12 because Ranger of course will go down to P15, the very back of the grid. P14 it will be everybody behind him will be promoted one. And of course Nelly walks into the race with that 5-second time penalty, so yeah, lots to play for. I'm going to grab a restroom break quickly, Jensen. I will be with you in 1 minute.
Yes.
So I'm back. Can't race, TV is dead. What do you mean? What do you mean, Mr. Watson?
Huh? Oh, I think his TV may have died.
That wasn't, no, Mike. Probably not the smoothest of qualifying, but the good thing is you got the job done in the end, so that's what matters, I guess. Guys,
Yeah.
if you're watching and if you haven't already, please drop a like on the stream. The more likes, the more comments, the more it gets pushed to other people, and maybe some new faces will come in and watch.
Yeah, that's how the YouTube algorithm works.
Yes. I think that's how most gaming algorithms work now, it's based on commenting and likes. The more active you are, they take it as that is something that people are engaging and wanting to watch, so they push that to more people, so spam the chat, I don't care. So, Jensen's strategy. She's got to run the two-stop today, right?
Yeah, I don't really see any other way around here. But I mean, one stop if you want. But you're gonna have to be defending all you can. Because you can have, like, you don't have to have much wear really to feel the degradation. The degradation really hits hard around here.
Yeah.
And how long you could last the tyres as well, they're gonna be done really. The tyres are gonna be so slow. Even at like 30%, you're gonna be about a second or so slower. So,
Which is insane.
yeah.
Plus, I think it's one of the biggest challenges, and I think people forget. I fell foul to it myself. When a track's deg so high, you need to obviously start adapting your driving style, especially if you're on things like no traction and you're on wheel. Pretty quickly, you can't just be as ultra aggressive on the throttle, and that's where I struggle a bit. And it costs me usually here.
Drink.
Yeah, do your thing. Yes, Nelly, as we are, welcome, good evening. It should be a good one, man. A nice good tussle. Let's go on to the final race and have a banger next week. Either way, both of you have fought valiantly, however it ends. And shame we couldn't have a couple more. But yeah, it is what it is. The season is the season, so we just got to go with the races in front of us. We have tonight and next week to make the change. I do agree there, Nelly, but I think maybe people just struggling to get the pace out of the medium tyre in qualifying. Just it didn't look sharp at all. Soft tyre was maybe not as big advantage in the first sector, but I think you reap the rewards of the soft tyre, especially in the last sector, or that's how it seemed to look. That's where people were really pulling their biggest gains. So, I can understand why. Medium tyre is probably the better tyre to try and start the race on in terms of racing, but track position here, overtaking is not easy, man. So, track position here is quite critical. ENTXJ's first league race in Abu Dhabi. Ah, you're an Abu Dhabi virgin. Normally no one wants in the calendar, I miss it. It can be quite flat, but I think in terms of a racetrack, it's a nice one. They could change some corners and try and enhance overtaking, I think, a bit better. And this track has lots of layouts to do it. Yeah. Let's see. 6th on the mediums, which I think, looking at the difference in the way some of the guys have been in the last few races, I think P4 to P6 for you fast guys on the medium tyre probably looks to be where you are going, unless you have one of the laps, which can come. We all have them on time to time. I think P4 to P6 would have been pretty reasonable. I think Mike's time would have put him about there. So, yeah. Oh no, he was in P6 actually. So he was 2 tenths up when he done his second run. So I think either way you would have been beside each other. You know, starting in the mediums, I think you would have been close on the second or third row, and then starting on the softs, of course, up front. So 20 seconds to go. The guys will get set on their format on a track that doesn't enhance the best overtaking opportunities, but this is OTL, and tracks that we've said the overtaking doesn't happen much. OTL usually turn them into absolute monsters. So Jensen is back just in time. Timer is just come on. The guys are actually just setting off now.
Strategy's pretty interesting. Let's see. Tyres only Mitch and Kristaps on the mediums. Oh, Kristaps that's joined as well.
So 15. That's good numbers for the second last race in the season in a game that a lot of people are fatigued on. So yeah, good numbers. OTL still showing strong on a Monday night. Good group of lads. I know they always don't see eye to eye and there's rifts, but that's just part of league racing and we all go through it from time to time. Everybody gets pissed off eventually. But I think in the whole it's been a very good season. With 2 to go, let's hope the last 2 are as good as what the rest of the season has gave us. And I think it is my race start, Jensen, is that right?
Yes. It is, of course.
So we'll go to positions changed for now. Just for the first couple of laps until we see as the guys crawl round. Mike, he likes the steady paced formats, just keep the grid nice and close.
Yeah, and look how close Nelly's keeping now. He's not going to take any risks with the form laps. To be honest, I don't know why the scene in other leagues as well. It's quite common, to be honest, but you gotta keep within the pace of the car ahead.
That is it. He dictates. It's no different from like a safety car restart or that, and nobody would allow that gap to form in a safety car restart. So it should be the same in the formation lap.
This corner. Wow.
Mike getting good work in the tyres, and he's just lost the car. Filter the last corner for the last time. Well, not the last time. For the first time of 29 times actually. But anyways, they'll file up in their spot. We'll go to our man at the back and Kristaps. So Ranger still starts 14th, although of the grid penalty, and Kristaps slots into his grid slot now. So we will go to the front of the grid and wait for the lights. Timing screens are going to absolutely poop themselves. But for my last time this season, it's been an absolute pleasure. We have 4 lights, 5 lights. Get on board with Michael and let's see the start. It's lights out and away we go, and I think it's a very, very good start as Nelly. It's been the theme of the season, but Mike's second phase is okay. He's going to stay 2 abreast into the first corner and hold that outside line, but Mike gets the better drive. So good racing there between the front 2. I think Mr. Rage is through in P3, and I think somebody has lost out. I think Rage Hunter's lost out a few positions off the start. I think Maharton now sits in P4. Yes, he does. We've got Mikey 5. Rage Hunter went a bit deep. Officer Doofy working his way up as well. He's up to P7 and he's looking to the inside of Rage Hunter, and he's going to get the job done there.
Renault. It's Mitch. He's in a spin and he's got a bit of end plate damage.
So Rage Hunter gets the better drive, but Officer Doofy's going to tuck in and come through. I think overtake at the red, and he's going to see it. P6 will get to the back to that fight. Mike's going to hold the inside line. Good defending. Gets the squeeze on. Nelly expected it. And look at Mr. Rage now.
He's on the outside. He just needs to keep his nose on the outside, Chris. And he's forcing Nelly off the racing line here. That's probably going to be a warning, Mr. Rage. They may have exceeded.
And they're side by side. And look at that. That moment there puts Maharton right in the fight now as well. So let's go further back. We've got F. Lewis and Rage Hunter. Rage Hunter for some reason not quite. I don't know what's going on exactly with the pace. He has no damage, but he's lost out. He's down 6 positions off the start. F. Lewis gained 3 off, so Diffie up a couple. Surge keeps his position.
It looks like SPW's fixed the telly.
So has he
He's
got
just
back
joined
going?
back.
Good stuff.
Wait, he's just joined back the session.
So
and
something's happened nearly there. Oh, it's went to ghosting and the timing screens have went ski whiff again. Nelly's still in P2. That is really, really annoying.
hopefully it's fixed in the new F1.
Yes. So we will filter back through. Gap staying reasonably close. Off the first couple of laps, DRS activated of course this lap, so we'll start to see the train form. And Nelly I think outside the gap. Am I missing something? I've got a light flashing for Mr. Rage but no use of the DRS.
Well, at the moment Mitch leading the race, Mike P2, Nelly P3.
So is my game bugged out? Is it showing me lap 3 but it is only lap 2? I
Yes.
think that is what's happening right now.
This still won't fix it.
Ah, that is real annoying. So the gaps, let's get away from position change and look, and I'm getting absolutely no timing either. That's really annoying. There's no penalties thus far, and I would try and anticipate what the gaps are, guys, but it's very hard. Let's just go by looking at the camera. I think down by Rage Hunter and that we've got a bit of a thing we do. We have Doctor Special Energy all over the back of Surge. Very tricky corner though to try and get any jobs done. The last sector's really a place not for overtaking at all. And Rage Hunter all over the back of F. Lewis. So I think Rage Hunter started to find his feet in the pace. Makes this another fastest lap of the race. He's really putting the foot down. He's broke that DRS gap and then been nearly under pressure now. He's got Rage and Maharton both still in DRS range. So Maharton picks up his first time penalty of the race. So guys, definitely been getting warnings early. Let's go to Mr. Rage. He's 2/10 by Nelly and he certainly looks a lot comfortable. A lot more comfortable than Nelly. The ERS is pretty even as well, so then we could see some punches thrown here. Nelly and the traction is so good, getting out of corners. Mr. Rage choosing not to use any ERS. He's just going to use this zone I think to creep back up, and if he gets a good enough exit out the chicane, he may have a run up where he tried the lap before. 3/10 the gap to between Duffy and F. Lewis. That's a bit closer. F. Lewis maybe looking to have a run here.
Mr. Rage, Chris. Mr. Rage getting a bit of a run on Nelly, but I think he's not going to get past.
And F. Lewis is going to go through, and Officer Duffy, I just got back to that fight. I did go up to have a look, but gap's unfortunately not quite closing enough. F. Lewis takes a wider line. Officer Duffy's going to stay nice and tight in the chicane. He'll try and stay behind and follow through. JN takes now all over the back of Surge as well. And SPW, he's there or thereabouts. He maybe try something different strategy wise. Maybe does it, get himself into a bit of clean air and just get the foot down. He may feel sitting there is compromising his race. So we have a lull. Mr. Rage having a big moment out of the last corner there. Big snap oversteer. Need to keep them in check. So you probably need to be out the hairpin. You probably need to be about 4/10 of a second to the guy in front. Then you're probably going to be able to get the job done. If you're not at the 4/10s, kind of on the run up to the DRS zone, you probably, unless you spend a hell of a lot of overtake.
Yeah, so Nelly.
Rage could be close enough here. Get pops in DRS something. You probably want to be using some overtake with that open. Use the big speed pickup, but yeah, you see half a second there, not quite close enough.
Oh, he's got really close. Almost hitting the back of Nelly there, as Mr. Rage, and he's going for it now. Here we go. Using a bit of energy there. So you got to go for the attack into the next corner. Nope, it's not. It's there. It's going to stay there. Now, it's Rage Hunter pass Officer Doofy on the outside. Pretty easy one, I think. Officer Doofy's just slotting in behind Chris. And a move as well is SPW, J Intex for the P11 spot.
So SPW is like a second off these guys the lap before, and he is now really pushing on actually. He's found some pace in the car. Let's go to the F. Lewis. The two Red Bull boys, they've been strong this season at just churning out good solid midfield results. Both of them. F. Lewis has been unlucky a few times. I think all the Red Bull boys have shown promise this season. Mikey's had a great second half. Started to stack the podiums up. So Mr. Rage, much closer looking to Nelly this time. How much overtake is he willing to use to try and get the run? He run it all the way to the DRS, then he backs off it. So I don't think it'll be the move this time around.
Oh, I wouldn't say so, Chris. Is he going to go for it? He got really close. I think he's going to get a good run now, Chris. Here we go. This is surely going to be it. Here we go. DRS.
And he is really sending it. And Nelly is derating, so he's spent the energy. Only wants that inside line. He's going to go through there as well. Nelly will try the switchback, but it's very on the double cross. And Nelly goes back through.
Yeah, Mr. Age. I think the back end just snapped, and
Mikey now got through Maharton, and Mikey now up to P4. So driving well.
Pace now. 2 seconds behind Mr. Rage. And Rage Hunter's all the back of Lewis here for the P6 spot.
Oh yes. So that midfield battle starting to hot right up. Guys maybe starting to push on. It's going to be coming close to... We're not going to be far away from pit stops coming up, I wouldn't think. The next 2 or 3 laps, would you say, Jensen? We'll see the guys ditch these softs.
Yeah, Adams lost the back end. And that's in the wall, he's out of the race.
Oh, and that's a VSC only. Ooh.
And that's Racing Point, and that Surge is spun at the exact same place as Adam as well. So that was our first retirement of the race. The man who finished in the podium last season is out.
So unlucky, Adam. I think you've just lost it up over the hill.
What's this VSC going to do? Is there going to be any pit stops? I don't think there is. The safety VSC came out quite early on and all that.
Unlucky, bro. Sorry, I was just talking to Adam in the chat there.
May end now. Mike's sort of getting on with it in the final sector. Oh, and he slapped off. When's this going to end? And there we go, ends.
And no penalties, no drive-throughs. That's good to see. People have suffered a bit in recent races with speeding under VSC and getting themselves a drive-through. So racing resumed. I know, mate. Do you wish to join us, or are you away? What are you doing? I'm willing to game afterwards.
Yeah. Join us for a third commentator.
Let's go back. Oh, Kristaps, and that's just because of the box. So let's look at F. Lewis now. And Maharton, he is absolutely on him. F. Lewis sitting PBs through Sector 1. So his tyres are alive and well. And I think we will see the move done here for F. Lewis. So he's stuck into the toe. He wants himself inside that top 5. Maharton defends the inside line. F. Lewis shows the switchback. And look at Rage Hunter coming through as well. There's going to be a double move here. Maharton loses out 2 positions. Fair play to Maharton. Absolutely casual in the brake seat. He maybe realised that that fight was not one to take with 2 guys coming at that speed. I just tuck back in behind and take DRS in return. So fair play to Maharton. He could have fought that, but chose maybe better of it. And look, Jensen, I've not even noticed Mr. Rage is through on Nelly. Mr. Rage in P2, Nelly now in P3, and in striking range from Mikey. Penalty wise, remember?
Oh yeah.
5 seconds for Nelly at the end of the race. That makes big difference. but he will rise to the occasion, we know he will.
So what's the Adam situation? Oh, Mike's in the pits. So Mike's going to make the first call. And wherever that puts him out, I think he may just come out behind Kristaps. There we go. Brand new medium tyres from Mike. Swift stop from the Alpha Romeo mechanics. And he wants to get out ahead of Kristaps. He's going to have a bit of a gap.
See, the undercut
there
is the more powerful strategy here. As you were talking about pre-race, deg and performance is so bad.
It's going to be close. He's just got ahead of Kristaps. That's big for Mike there. And yeah, those mediums, he's going to have a big gain.
Yeah, so the gap was like 3.8 before he boxed. Let's watch the gap once the leaders have reacted to Mike's pit stop.
That's Rage Hunter on F. Lewis. He's up to 4th now.
Good, so recovering very well, yes.
Yeah. And look who's ahead
but
of
F. Lewis is coming back, Jensen. He's going to tuck back in. He's got DRS.
He's out of energy. Here we go. Nah, he's not going to go for it. So what should I do, Chris? Should I add Adam to this, or?
Yes, we'll see if he joins us, fine by me. And F. Lewis may be looking at having an unorthodox move in the braking zone. He knows it's probably not the place. So things better off it just now. He's going to stay right behind Rage Hunter though, and they're embroiled in a very good race. Rage Hunter's maybe not had the luck of the draw in some races, but I think he'll be enjoying this one. Having a good old tussle with the Red Bull boys. Mikey dips to the pit, that forces F. Lewis to continue his battle with Rage Hunt at the moment.
And Mikey in the pits now. So it's got the...
So Nelly and Rage continue.
See where Mike goes. Mike purple final sector, so he's already on the pace here. And he ain't even using any energy, so...
Yeah, let's look gap to leader. He's already 14 seconds behind Mr. Rage, so... That gap is about net 6 seconds already for Mike in the lead, so he is very much in control at the moment. So let's see the gaps further back. Mikey out the box and Mahalton seemed to get back through somehow, and Mikey out the pits. Was that an undercut maybe from Mahalton? Early stop, got him the jump, and Mikey and gave him his track position back. I think it could be, and he's got a little bit of a jump on him, so that shows how much to get up the road a bit.
Going as far into the race on these softs, I think these guys are on one stop, Chris.
Yes, I would agree.
So Mike on the 2 stop, and look at the gap already. He's about only 13 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, he's taking a good second and a half out the guys at the front every lap he goes round, so he is crushing that race lead.
Nelly
He's only half a sector behind his teammates, so Nelly boxes. Nelly, of course, will have the benefit of a lap, a tyre that's a couple of laps fresher. But as the damage done here, look, Nelly's still only just been released from his box, and Mike has went through, so the gap Mike to Nelly's going to be big. Rage carries on.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that gap's going to get even bigger as well, Chris.
SPW with the fastest lap. Yes.
And Nelly on the hard tyres, Chris.
Oh.
Is that the wrong call for Nelly? Or is that part of the plan? What's going on for Nelly here? So it looks like he's guaranteed to go to the end here.
Yes, that looks like a one stop.
And look at the gap, Mike is 11 seconds ahead of him. Powering his way up to Nelly's teammate Rage Hunter.
Still lighting up sectors, Mike, so he's still got plenty of pace in the pocket.
He's gained 4 seconds the last lap.
Yellow flag. I think that's Dr. Special Energy, or is it Mitch? I think he's just getting out of the way of guys.
Yeah.
And he gets a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits there. That is absolutely dog shit.
It happened to him in Brazil as well, I think. But Mr. Rage is in the pits. Rage Hunter stays out.
Wow, so he's going on a mighty stint here.
And Mike 36.8, fastest lap of the race.
But do we have some team dynamics in play here? Although Rage Hunter, it would be very hard to put up any sort of a fight here.
Team Nelly versus Team Mike. Rage Hunter is still yet to make a stop. Mike's already made the stop. And that's Mitch, he's crashed. And that, oh, what's that going to be? It's a virtual safety car. And as soon as Mike, right on the back of Rage Hunter here, that unfortunate timing for him.
Nelly was on the back of Kristaps as well. So gaps to leader, Mike 15, Nelly. Nah, it doesn't look right, I don't think.
I think it's restarting now, the BSC coming in, maybe, yep. And Rage Hunter kept a pretty good delta under that BSC there, because he has gained a bit on Mike. And, oh, here we go, is Mike going to go for the move? Oh, he's got really close there to the back of the Ferrari, and oh, this is not going to help him. And he's going around the outside in the final sector. Oh, this is going to be absolutely close.
Wow.
What a move from Mike there. He's getting on with it.
And kudos to Rage. He could have commanded track position there, but he chose to just go racing, and fair play, man. I think that takes respect and confidence. Rage Hunter was coming in the box, so maybe didn't want to fight it too much, but fair play, very good move though. Spole to even attempt it there.
He's bolted a new set of mediums on his Rage. Not really surprised, as Kristaps is having a pretty good stint on those mediums. He's got a big train behind him though. Mr. Rage is also on the hard tyre, and he lost out to Nelly. He is 2.5 seconds back now. But this train is going from P3 down a long way to P8 in fact. So
look at this, Mr. Rage, Kristaps side by side. Mr. Rage will go through, but look at Maharton, he's going to come and stay in the racing line. And will he have a look at Mr. Rage down into the braking zone? Not quite this time around.
Is Kristaps going? Oh no, that was a bit. Oh no.
Oh, and Kristaps says then being turned round. Did Mr. Rage get any damage from that?
Yeah, he got big damage there, Mr. Rage. That was a bit silly from Kristaps there. We may have just misjudged his braking.
Yeah, I think that's just been a miscalculation, unfortunately.
And that has ruined Alfa Romeo.
Look at this, Mr. Rage, Maharton, Mikey, SPWF, Lewis, all in a train. This midfield battle is alive and well. And it's for the last step in the podium.
Yeah. At the moment, Mikey will be the one taking it.
Oh, and Mr. Rage has touched the wall. And he's surely going to be boxing now for a set of mediums. Mikey's going to go through on the inside, and he is going to get in the pits. Oh, he nearly hits the pit entry. Wow.
That's unfortunate for Rage. I think he's going to bolt on some mediums this time. So I think Mike's got the move on here. He's just getting on with it. 13 seconds ahead of Nelly.
So, Mikey on Maharton, is he going to have a run? Maharton, no, he's got good straight line speed in that car. A tough cookie to close on.
Oh, he might go for it though. He's got really close, but he's not going to go there. And that's Kristaps out now. There's another driver claimed out of that.
And surely that's a safety car that is on the track.
Nah, it won't be. It looks like unless it comes out last.
And there goes Mikey on Maharton down the inside line, second DRS zone. Maharton's still trying to get the track position on the inside line and reclaims the position, and there comes SPW and Mikey. He looks at the inside, oh, and he's dropped the car.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any contact there.
Yeah, I think it was just trying to not make contact, and he just, yeah, lifted up a bit. And now it's turned into a 3-car fight for P3, with Martin leading that train.
Dr. Special Energy and JNTX, we're not going to get into a fight until the DRS straight, so let's stay with this Mikey Maharton battle and F. Lewis, the two Red Bull boys. F. Lewis will see that inside line that Mikey just opened up. That'll allow him to tuck right up behind, and he's going to come under pressure here from his teammate as Mikey. As F. Lewis pulls to the racing line, and he will come through. I think he's not got much of an ERS advantage. In fact, he's absolutely spent. Down into the brakes to go, and through he goes.
Yeah, ain't gonna be much defending here, but yeah, I think that's done. Does to come out. Meanwhile, Rage is on the back of SPW.
Yes, these guys have history.
Oh yes, I think it was the final corner of Japan, wasn't it? Or something.
Yes, sir.
Something like that. Yeah.
Dr. Special Energy and JNTX look like they're having a good old scrap. JNTX goes a little bit wide in the chicane, and Dr. Special Energy will get through in that inside line, but JNTX comes for a big sweep back. He gets a better run. It's going to be side by side through the three kinks. Here they go. We'll go on board, and JNTX holds the outside line, keeps the position, but they're still side by side. We'll get back on board because that camera angle was no good. And I know JNTX can defend little shit, but he is very good at it. Let's go back up. Two Red Bull boys still fighting away. Maharton leading that train. Good qualifying and a solid showing at the moment in that P3 position. He's putting up a valiant defence for sure. There's F. Lewis coming for the run here. I think he is. He's about to run out of energy, but then so is Maharton. So the DRS advantage, and F. Lewis is going to come for one here down the inside line. Maharton very late in the brakes. He's going to hold the outside line, and it's good car defence there. Good, very good car position. And F. Lewis, oh, it was a great drive. Pop the flap open, and I think that will be a position for F. Lewis up into P3.
Got to watch out for Mikey behind him, but I think he's alright there. Lewis got through into P3. I think he may be going to the end on those tyres as well. We don't know. I don't know if Mikey is or not. I'm pretty sure Rage Hunter is. Mike definitely going to be pitting, and in a few laps time Chris will have pit gap. So
yes,
I think it's about 20 seconds pit gap, so it's almost there.
Let's go back to the Mikey. We'll stay with this battle. This battle's staying alive because F. Lewis is not breaking away. So the P3 battle is very much alive. Mike's got that big 17, almost 17 second advantage. There, Mike and Nelly's race will come more alive when Mike comes for that pit stop. But he may be trying to push on and bridge the gap to come out in front.
So I think Mikey's been just sitting behind these guys. Chris has been building the energy back up. He's on 40% now.
Yeah, he was right down. That's what I was just thinking to myself there. I don't know why I wasn't saying it out
Lewis
loud.
and Martin, they're derating like anything, and
I think Mikey's going to use that. Here.
He is on the outsides. I don't think Martin's going to defend it too much, but he's going to keep the insides. Mikey's gonna get it. No, he's not. He's left the gap open and Martin comes back through. Good racing.
Really good racing between the guys.
I think Mikey didn't think he was clear of him there, but he was. He left that gap open that Martin took absolutely all of that. So thank you very much.
Yes, very much so. If you're going to leave a door, I'm going to close it for you. And promptly stick my car right in that position. Rage Hunter's creeping up to the back of this fight now as well, and his 4-lap old mediums, he's definitely going to the end.
SPW in the pits, so he's off those softs onto mediums to the ends. McLaren getting it nicely done there, running one car this week. Mattman not here again.
He chose not to use his hotel Wi-Fi. The big jobby. Hope you're watching, Matt. And here comes Mikey on Maharton. He goes through Rage Hunter. Maybe having a look. Let's go back here. I don't think he'll be close enough. Maybe on the return here.
Is that the exit for Rage Hunter? I don't think it is. Not enough to get close enough to Martin there. Martin though is getting closer and closer to Mikey, but I think Mikey's going to keep P4 for now.
Oh, and there's another time penalty for Maharton, unfortunately.
Yeah, Martin joins Mr. Ranger on 6 seconds of penalties. The other guys on 3 seconds or nothing at the moment, so
so might get that gap now out to 18 seconds.
Yeah,
absolutely pumping in the laps at the moment.
I'm thinking he'll probably be pitting at the end of lap 20 or 19.
So a couple of laps time we should see Mike in the box.
I think
if he's still gaining he might extend, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get the gap and come out in front, that's ideal scenario really.
Then he'll pretty much be safe from like safety cars and all that stuff. He'll be on pressure tyres. And he'll be able to make sure that fast lap's secured as well. And if he does that, that'll be Mike in with a Grand Slam again.
And if a safety car comes late, it's a really hard dilemma for Nelly. Ranger YouTube claimed.
This might be it.
The over the top right claims. And safety car out, Jensen. Safety car is out. That is race changing.
That's perfect opportunity for Mike there, and that's gonna help Mike so much because Nelly,
the penalty,
he can't serve any of that penalty. He has to serve it at the end of the race on his race time. So surely Mike would go to the soft tyres. I wouldn't see him going anything else. I mean,
unless he has no new sets, but I think he will have one over.
Yeah, 8 flying laps on the soft, so it should be alright to do that. And let's see what he does. Yep, soft tyres. The Alpha pit crew.
And a very, very free pit stop for Michael. Nelly's going to come in as well.
Yeah.
And
Nelly was on for a P2 there, but now he's got work to do again.
Yes, and it's not going to come easy for him.
Oh! Did Martin and Mikey make a bit of contact there? I think they may have just got away with that. But everyone is pitting. Absolutely.
But SPW won. SPW, oh he is. I thought he'd have went for track position there. A brand new medium tyre. He could have easily came out P3 there. P3 over P11 on softs.
But you're going, it's soft tyres, yeah. I mean, I would easily take a fresh set of softs. And he'd be overtaking everyone anyway. And everyone's pitted, everyone's gone for softs. There you go.
That is true.
Chris. It's going to be an 8-lap sprint to the finish, Chris.
Yeah, because I think we'll do one more lap under safety car and then get going.
Time to place your bets.
So that's F Lewis, Maharton maybe not so much in F Lewis with their time penalties, but well, saying that, F Lewis is only 3,
Lewis, yeah.
so he has 2 seconds advantage on Nelly.
Yeah, Rage Hunter
and Mikey, yes. Well. SPW as well, if he can stay away from the penalties and get himself through the pack quickly, he could go on for a really strong finish.
I reckon SPW is on for a possible P6 higher.
So I'm going to grab the restroom 1 second. So, Jensen, safety car out. We will probably get going lap 21 onto 22, I would imagine, on the lap.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we'll get going.
No, 20
lap
to 21.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8 laps. A sprint to the finish.
OTL likes their sprints. SPW, I think, just annoying Michael with a gap.
In the last time we actually had a sprint to the finish in a race. When was that?
A few races back we had like a 4-lap bust.
I think USA we had like the same amount of laps, like 8 laps as well. But I'd say I'll compare this more to USA. And then before that, yeah, before USA I think it would be Singapore, wouldn't it? Singapore was like a 2-lap dash. So
ENTXJ does say Singapore, so the man spitting facts in the chat.
Yep, chatting to us while on the track as well. What a lad.
I know, top man. But we do not condone using your full-mile driving. You're a bad boy, ENTXJ. 3 points in your licence, £50
Safety car in this lap, here we go.
So Mike is the de facto pace setter. He will bring the speed right down, let the safety car go. So we are set for a crunch one. Do you wish to do the restart, Jensen, or will I?
I guess why not? I'll have a go at it, I guess.
Let's do it. I will watch the back. Let's look at position changes. It'll be easier to see. Oh no, we can keep it on interval actually.
I keep him relatively close to the safety car. I think he may go in the penalty corner. Maybe get a run in the final corner. Let's see though. He's slowing it all down here. Let's see how.
And I don't think he'll want to go early. He probably wants to keep Nelly as close to the pack as he can.
Here we go. He's gonna go now. Here he goes.
And Nelly.
Look at Nelly.
He's got an absolute sublime restart. Send on it. Oh, sorry, Jensen. Sorry.
No, he ain't gonna go for it there. I think everyone's gonna keep it as it is until the straight. There's already a penalty for Dr. Special Energy there.
Oh, Mikey nearly dropped to car for the
Nelly
back.
got on the inside bit of contact. Nelly, he can't get the move done there. A little bit of contact is good. Racing from the two here, he's already sending it. Mike did not get good preparation on those tyres, and Nelly is just full blast down the straight here. Mike trying to break the toe. Nelly is going to be gaining so much from this. Down the inside, surely. No, he's not. He's going to keep there. But oh wait, there's more. Going down the next straight, but he didn't get a good run there. I think that is Nelly just where he is for now. JN Texas Surge battling as well.
I wouldn't be so sure, Jensen. He's got a huge run here, and no.
Oh, that's close. They're keeping it close. Get to good.
But is this deliberate, Jensen? The closer Nelly Mike keeps to the pack, the more positions lost at the end of the race. Oh, there's been contact for the back, surges out. Is this going to be another safety car?
Oh, was that?
Oh no, I think he's got going again.
I think... he's just retired on track. I think something might have happened there.
So just the yellow flag, the race continues.
And Mike, look at Nelly.
Mike
over the back
showing
of him,
AI for some reason.
Mike, he might be an AI actually. Yeah, he is an AI. Pretty sure. Yes, he is an AI. What's
he had
happened
a
to Mike?
connection problem?
TV connection? What can it be? What's happened to Mike? Mike is losing the race here. And look at F. Lewis on the inside, Nelly on the outside, it's 3 wide. Down the straight, Mike's not there. Mike can't do anything. What's happened to Mike? And that is his race falling apart. And now I think Mike's now back, maybe? Is he back? I don't know. Yeah, Mike is back. So, oh, there's been a collision and Mike spun it as well. Nelly and, oh, what's just happened there? Nelly and F. Lewis have had a moment together, and Mike
had to avoid it.
Oh, that is, and Rage Hunter is the net race leader now. Consider penalties. So here we go then.
Has Mike got damage?
Oh,
He does!
He does. Oh, that is absolutely... It's the worst possible scenario for Mike here.
I think Mike's had connection problems.
He may have done there as well. Oh, he's going deep every corner now. Mike's race has gone to absolutely nothing almost now. Nelly, if he gets the gap, he's in a chance to possibly win the championship tonight if Mike can't get the result in. I think a finish for
Mike's wheel disconnected. No.
Oh no.
And I think as well, that aside, we know Mike's picked up damage and it's a big ask. I don't think Nelly would want to win it that way either.
And
it's not how we'd want to win a race at all.
And I think Mike's on the pad. He's not on the wheel anymore, he's on the pads. So that's why he may not. So a wheel issue for Mike then, and that has definitely put him out of contention now. He's not going to be able to drive as comfortable as he was before. But he can still salvage. He can still salvage something, but Chris, where he is at the moment, where Nelly is at the moment, oh, he is within range of Nelly actually. He's within the 5-second range of Nelly, but I don't think he will be at the end of the race. And Nelly passes that, Rage Hunter passes that. Rage Hunter is going to win this race, Chris, at this rate. He's going at a wonderful pace, and he is catching his teammate at a good pace.
Mikey looks set for P2 as well, yellow flag, sector 1.
That's SPW. Jay and Tex may have had a moment. Oh, Mike's gone deep at the hairpin. Dr. Special Energy's all at the back of him now.
That is...
And that's now P7, and his teammate's going to get him as well. That is horrible luck for Mike there. Well, come back at Dr. Special Energy. No, that's actually Mr. Ray's. Mr. Ray's going to go for the move here, and he goes through. But I think Mike at the moment, his best possible result he's going to get is well, P8. And he's gone really wide.
Evening, Mr. Fusion. Good evening, sir. You've missed a very unfortunate set of events.
Oh, Mike! Oh, he's hit the wall! And Mike! In the wall! And that is his chances of good points gone, and he's out of the race.
He's accepted. That is it, all over.
And Nelly is in a
Michael.
position here. Nelly needs, because Mike will pick up points for pole position as well. Nelly needs to finish. He has to finish second or better. So he needs to get that gap to Mikey. He's got to hope for no safety car. And if he does, Nelly will be the champion. But I won't feel he's going to be too sweet about it in these circumstances.
I don't think you can't help a disconnection, Michael, unfortunately, mate.
Yeah,
that's one of the... it's not your fault, man.
Should have won that race.
Nelly not going to fight his teammate there. Seasonal point.
Yeah, he knows Rage Hunter.
And Mikey coming too, so... Yeah, podium is open. F. Lewis catching up with Nelly as well. He is slowly creeping up into Nelly's window.
It's going to be a 64 point at this moment, where the penalty stands, Chris. It's going to be a 64 point gap for Nelly, and that is not enough. He needs one more point because Mike has the advantage of race wins, but then you'll need driver of the day from game, comms, fastest lap and pole and the win in Silverstone. So
yes,
it's quite unlikely.
Nice words there, Brock, as well. Yeah, fair play. Sorry, I'm just talking about chat.
I think
but head up.
There's no more safety car chances now, but I think this season, Nelly, very strong start. Mike was on the pad for the first few races, but the pace was crazy from Mike. It's definitely one of his best seasons there, but it was a bit unfortunate how tonight ended out. Should have been a win, but the wheel. Fanatec issues again. That's why I don't want to get Fanatec, but I mean, it's really unfortunate that happens, man. Championship not over then. No, it is not mathematically over then at the moment, unless Nelly gets the 5-second gap ahead of Mikey. So
which he does not have.
Yep. So Mikey needs to carry on going.
F. Lewis could maybe do his teammate a favour there. He's probably going to lose the position and they're not gaining, but Mikey maybe has more pace in the bag to go through.
Problem for Nelly though, actually, is, I mean, P3, I think the championship will be wrapped up.
It will be.
Because you won't, I don't think anyone could get the maximum amount of points like both driver of the day and pole position as well, so I wouldn't.
Fair enough.
Driver of the day game, I don't think you can get from pole position. So at the moment, I think I'm just going to go off this. P3 Nelly needs to get to win the championship. And he's going to go for a move on his teammate, maybe. No. But Ferrari going to lead home a 1-2 finish at the moment, as it stands. Or it's going to be 1-3 after the penalty. There goes Nelly, Nelly going through. They're going to let him have a go, try and get the gap to Mikey here. Mikey gets the move done on his teammate here. F. Lewis picks up a penalty.
So that definitely puts Nelly third now. I don't think everybody else is 2 penalties or more, yep. So I think on that one, Nelly may wrap the title here today, Jensen.
Yeah, he just needs to carry the pace, yeah. I mean, if you could somehow get all 4 bonus points in one round, hey, possibly. I mean, chances of that are quite low with drivers making their way through, but Nelly, I'd say P3, that's all he needs, and at this moment he'll be OTL Season 2 champion.
With only 2 sectors to go. And that disconnection moment, I think,
yeah,
everybody can,
fantastic final round showdown there.
Let's look at this battle. F. Lewis, Mikey, Mr. Rage, they're all looking for some in this last lap. Don't think anybody's going to get close enough.
And if you look at the gaps, Chris, Mike would have been only 30 points away coming into the final race as well. So it could have been close. There goes Rage Hunter and Nelly. They're fighting for position on track here. They're fighting for the pride on track. Rage Hunter gets the move done. He wants to win this properly. Nelly knows the state of the penalties, but
and Rage Hunter recovered. Let's make no bones about it. What a drive from Rage Hunter here tonight. He has recovered absolutely sublimely to round the last corner and take the win at round 18 for OTL. But Nelly will come home, and I think that will wrap up the championship for Nelly. He is our OTL Season 2 champion. Mikey will get P2 in the end, as Nelly has a 5-second time penalty, but Nelly will sit behind Mikey in just under 3/10, bring him P3. And that's championship.
Yeah.
Possibly not the way they would want it to end, but that's just it. F. Lewis gets driver of the day for the game. I think driver of the day for.
I'll give it to Mike, to be honest. Considering what happened to him there, he should have already won that. I'm just deciding it early there.
Oh, I think it's a tough one.
That's what I would go for. I mean, out of the finishing drivers,
it's got to be Mr. Rage.
Or I'd get it'd be Rage Hunter or.
Oh, that's what I meant. Rage Hunter. Yeah. Sorry.
It'd be Rage Hunter of the finishing drivers. Mike out of the whole race, really. But. There we go, results. Rage Hunter P1, Nelly would be P3, Mikey P2. We'll quickly add these people.
No worries, sir.
Okay, just making sure I add the right people.
And that is, yeah, I feel for Michael there. He says he's done my league racing, but the league racing never made his equipment disconnect. I know the taste will be sour in his mouth at the moment, and he's probably, I've been there many times, but hopefully he needs to take into consideration how the season started and where he started and what kind of challenge he mounted in towards the end. A lot of positive for him to take out of the season.
He should be proud of this season. Really, out of being 130 points back after France, I think, made a really good comeback for that, but it's pretty disappointing what happened as drivers are joining. Be your interviews tonight, Chris?
Yes.
Depends what the driver of the day call is, but if it's not Mike, that'll be Nelly champion, I think. So we're just gonna go as it is now. So take it away, I guess.
So we will go P3, P1, and then I suppose we should talk to Nelly last.
Did I do it? Did I do it?
We are unsure at the moment.
Bollocks.
It is very close if it is.
If you got a 64-point gap or more, you've won it.
Oh dear, dear.
So,
Yeah.
firstly, we'll start with Mikey. Mikey P3. Yes, no, yes, no. P2. Yes,
P2,
after.
I got a penalty. Yeah.
Sorry, yes. So sorry, so it's Nelly first. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute. Sorry, Mikey. So we'll start with Nelly. Nelly, obviously you knew you came into the race with the penalty hanging over, and I think that being said, you were kind of just done what you had to do. The one stop was quite unorthodox at Abu Dhabi. Do you think, if not the safety car, you'd have maybe been under pressure more at the end of the race?
No.
No? Confident in your hard tyre
like,
pace?
If you remember what happened last season, I did the same thing, and I think I was like a minute behind Glock or something, but I was 20 seconds in front of the next guy. I was just, when you have the one stop, even if you come up 5 seconds behind who you're fighting with, who's on the mediums, you still have 15 seconds to save, something like that. So you can walk around so slowly. So I think the two stop is quicker when you're out in front. I think Mike was proving that today. But I think from where I was, especially because I'd done it before, I could just relax, do the one stop, just bring it home. Didn't want the safety car, but it caused drama and it might have won me the championship. But it's crazy.
Well, no, what I would say is, if anything won you the championship tonight, it most definitely, I think, will be Mike's wheel disconnection.
Is that what happened?
Yes, and he fell into AI, and then I think
really,
when F. Lewis went one side, you went the other, and you know what AI can be, they're quite skittish, going down the main straight into the chicane. But I think F. Lewis moved over and it made his AI just touch you. I don't know if you felt it, and it took his end plate off, and that was just once the wing damage is on the car. Even when he took back control, he was going very deep in corners, and it was kind of
that's crazy. Yeah, because the next
over.
chicane was a bit of a crazy thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
but
I think that's where he just got back control.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh yeah, because he went out of AR mode halfway down the second straight. I think without that though, what would I have lost? Would have lost another 5 points. So I'd have still had a 30-point gap.
Oh yeah.
Going into it. So
It possibly anticlimaxes the last season, the last race of the season, but still, nevertheless, these
especially
things
with double
happen.
points, we were going into like a tasty final header, and Silverstone's not my best track anyway. But I just want to say congrats to Mike because he's pushed me the second half of the season. I've not been my best. I know the wheel is better on the second half. I'm definitely better in the first half of the season on more classic tracks. But Mike, he's done really well. He's pushed it. He's pushed it all the way. He never gave up, even by attacking me for terrible, stupid, pointless penalties. But that's besides that. If I have won the championship today, well done to him, and congrats to Rage Hunter, first win in OTL as well.
Yes.
I'll be able to confirm it at the end of the stream for you, Nelly.
Yes, we will get some confirmation. So very well done, Nelly. In the end, a very, maybe not in your head the strongest season, but by the looks of it, in the end, you know you've got the job done, and ultimately, the end of the season, that's what matters, you know. So very well done.
In the first half of the season. Thank you. I destroyed in the first half of the season when I needed to, and just managed actions. So yeah, thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. So Mikey, a P2 that wasn't it? That I didn't say P3. Honest, I didn't mean that. Very well done. Obviously, second, the after the safety car restart, you looked the strongest kind of driver of that midfield. You think that's what drove you to your podium?
Yeah, I was thinking I should have a good shot because I like the softs around here, but on the restart I lost the rear and lost 2 places. On I think it was the third corner.
Yep.
And then they took each other out, and then when I caught back up with them, and then it's just a case of trying to get through everyone. Everyone's battling crazy hard. But yeah, it was good. I knew how to pace, just trying to overtake people and then stay ahead.
Do you think without that moment you could have won that tonight?
I think I could have been close. I'm not sure if I'd have won it. Obviously, it all depends where you hit the traffic, isn't it? Because my strongest sectors were 2 and 3, so where you can't really overtake.
Yeah.
I just had to try and get it done in the DRS.
Which, if you're not, I said this mid-race, if you're not kind of sub half a second, it's very, very hard, even if they don't use a lot of ERS, to get the job done on the DRS straight.
Oh yeah, I know. I kept mixing it up a little bit though, because I was fighting Senna Martins for a while, or that Martins guy, and I had him in the first stint on the back DRS one, and then I swapped it round to the opposite, I was going to do the same again, so I swapped it and had him on the first one then.
So yeah, there was some tasty battles between yourself, SPW and Maharton for the most of that stint. I think these are probably the highlight show of the midfield, other than Rage carving his way through to what was a very, very strong recovery drive from not the best of starts. But very well done, Mikey. A valiant P2. You're stacking up these podiums very well. It's been a very, very strong second half to the season. I hope to see you here one last time next week.
Yeah, mate. I do enjoy Britain.
Yes, I know you've got good strong pace there. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Mr. Rage, the win. You had the penalty buffer, but by God, you look like you wanted that on track at the end.
Thanks very much, man. Yeah, I definitely did. Nelly, we weren't even in a party together, so it was. I think it was each man for himself, but I don't know whether he backed off towards that on that last lap or not, or whether I just
No comment.
But no, it was a good fight, you know, for the last few laps, and I don't know what happened at the start. I just got swamped by. I think it might have been Mikey beside me, and then I had Martin the other side of me, and I was just in a wedge that wasn't going to work out. So I dropped some places. Everyone was using their errors, and I thought I'm just going to save it for later in the race. And I really struggled in the first half of the race, and then the safety car came out. That brought me back into it because I'm pretty good on the tyre. I was aiming for a one-stop soft medium, but the safety car came out, and I know I can do 10 laps easily on softs. So came in for the softs and just pushed.
Went to town.
Yeah. Just pushed as hard as I can. Obviously, the few guys that were fighting three abreast down the main straight, that was just carnage. And then there was some contact in the next set of chicanes, so that gifted me 2 positions, which made my job a little bit easier on chasing Nelly down. But my God, some of these guys have got ridiculous pace. Mike's pace on the mediums for qualifying was just out of this world, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, it was a recovery drive from far down the grid after lap 1. I didn't expect to be on the podium, in all honesty, and had the safety car not have come out, I don't know whether I would have been there or not, to be honest, because it was way too early to tell. But really happy with the win, and congratulations on to Nelly and Mikey and everyone else. It's been a hell of a race.
Yes, man. I think we could say as well. I think it's a strong finish overdue for yourself. I think you've always showed that you're no slouch in the terms of racing. You've got good, strong, competitive pace, and just maybe some things, some incidents, caught up in certain dramas. But today you showed you've got the tenacity just to take a step back when something maybe happens and rethink and methodically pick your way back through the field. And I think that takes a lot of strength. So kudos to that.
Yeah, thanks very much, man. It's been great race. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Jensen, have you got anything for the guys?
No, not really. I mean,
I'm going to leave the clinical decision to you. I don't want to be a part of it, so.
Oh God. now I've got my 2 driver of the day votes. Now for the race wise, I would give it to Mike, but for the finishes, I would give it to Rage. So it's a pretty hard one. But it's a bit unfortunate what happened to Mike in the end, though. I would give it to him.
So
if anything.
I don't think that's on anything other than just to give us. I mean, it would be. It would take a lot. Even 1 point. Mike would literally need to clean sweep the full race next week. That's everything, and it's very hard to take driver of the day from the game.
As well. Yeah.
Yeah, and
comms as well.
Yeah,
well,
and taking driver of the day from the front of the grid is almost impossible in this game.
Well, actually, you have to choose either pole or comms. I don't think pole or game, because you won't be able to get both.
Yes.
Of those together, because you're gonna have other people moving up the field. But
so I think it would leave us with the opportunity to have some form of something to, from a spectator standpoint, to look at and go, well, the gap's very, 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 very big. And
now this is the situation though, Chris. So with that point carrying on though, so Mike will have to get pole position, fast lap, race win, and drive the day from the comms, and Nelly to knock the score. And if that happens, they'll both be tied. They will both be tied on points, but Mike will edge out because of the win deficit over Nelly across the season.
Oh,
that's why it was so close. If you had more wins than Mike, Nelly, you would be champion right now.
All I needed was just 1 point more.
1 point.
I wouldn't even have to come in next Monday. I could go to the pub, but I have to come and get 1 bloody point. Nah, it's alright. Nah,
from a spectator standpoint, I'm buzzing.
I mean, it's gonna make it a good one for the final race. Of course.
Steven, don't take me out. Steven, don't take me out.
But take nothing away from Rage Hunter's drive. I just want to say that it's just to give us that glimmer of something, just something for next week. But Nelly's no silly man, and he knows what needs to go get done. And hopefully we can spun Mike just to come back for one last swing.
We should bring back Glock for the final race as well.
So, on that note, the penultimate race, it was a good one, Jensen, would you agree? I did enjoy that tonight.
Oh yeah.
OTL never seeks to enjoy on a Monday night, or fails to enjoy.
Full of happiness and
sadness for some. Yes, a lot of sadness. But on that note, we will be back for our final stop. Double points at Britain next week. See you then, guys.